I'll be talking to you about big data. So the term big data has been around for quite some time, but what does it actually mean, right? Since there's a lot of confusion about big data, what you have to understand is that the meaning of the term big data has been changing over a period of time. But what remains constant is that it is a major driving force for the many waves of digital transformation like artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, Internet of Things. So what exactly is big data and how is it changed? So historically, this data was something that employees in companies, workers used to upload into their computer and store it. So that was what was data. But what happened is with the evolution of technology, internet came into the picture where users started creating their own data. So what do I mean by users creating their own data? With the emergence of Web 2.0 in the early 2000s, we saw the rise of major websites like WebSpace in 2003 and Facebook in 2004, YouTube in 2006. So all these websites allowed people to upload their own content to like, share, subscribe, and a lot more features that were not there earlier. So instead of websites just being a digital pamphlet, it became a platform for shared experience. So there's also a third level in this progression. It is the data that is created by machines itself. It is basically the pictures taken by the satellite, right? It's taking pictures every second, and this information or this data is being created by machine. If you're going to take sensors are going to give you the temperature, it's going to give you heat. The term big data refers to this large collection of data and also our ability to use this data to the advantage of our company or business. Okay, so how do we use it to our advantage? So let me give you an example. Suppose we take the example of Amazon, right? So Amazon wants to know what kind of products are most searched by their customers. So if suppose I as a customer go and type, I want to look at Adidas shoes in Amazon. So that data when I'm typing it and pressing go, that data is going to be stored by Amazon, right? Every single action I take on that website is going to be recorded by Amazon. So then once I enter that, I'm going to go and filter it further. I'm going to go say I want black color shoes. So that information is also taken. So like this, there are millions and millions of customers who go and choose whatever they want, and all the data is with Amazon, right? So how can they use it to their advantage? So what they do is they hire data scientists who have the ability to go through all this data, which is not manually of course, but they go through all this data and then make necessary inferences which is going to benefit the company itself, right? They find out that there are certain shoes which are more likely to be bought, they're going to stock those shoes, right? Or those colors which are more frequently searched for. If you want another example, if you're going to take a company, a pretty famous company, and it wants to open a branch in some other country, right? So what it does is it's going to look at, okay, if you're taking the company Tesla doesn't have a branch in India. So if Elon Musk is planning to open a Tesla in India, what he can do is he can hire people who are going to go into the data that you have of Indians and search what people are talking about Tesla. But how do they do that? In the case of Amazon, they had the data reading it. In this case, what they can do is they can go on social media platforms and see what people are tweeting or people are posting about the company, right? Do they like the company? Are they talking about the company? What don't they like about the company? So with all this, they're going to make inferences and come to a conclusion if it will be profitable for the company to come to India or not. So this is going to benefit the company in a lot of ways. So this is why all the data which was just lying there is now being utilized for such productive purposes. So the entire process doesn't end there, right? You need suitable tools and technologies to take all this data to make necessary inferences from it. So we'll come to that, but before that we have to understand what are these three significant V's of big data. The first one is volume, which is how much data is there, okay? The second one is velocity, is how frequently is the data coming in, or what is the rate of generation of this data. And the third one is variety. So what are the different kinds of data there is, right? So all these are the three V's of data. Now we can use these tools and technologies to make inferences. We'll have to understand that there are different data. You have structured way, you have unstructured way, you have semi-structured way. When we talk about structured data, we're talking about all these information that organization store, right? Because all these are going to be very structured. You're going to have a fixed format because it is going to mostly be stored in relational databases where you store information in the form of tables. Okay, so it's all structured, and we have databases like SQL and mostly in MS Excel. All these are platforms where you store structured data. Okay. The second kind is unstructured data. So with the emergence of websites like Facebook and YouTube, we saw a lot more unstructured data being used, like photos, videos, or audio. So all these come under the unstructured category because they don't have a fixed format, right? It doesn't conform to a particular model. Okay, but if you consider structured data, you have a fixed table where all the data is going to go into. Okay, so you have another kind which is semi-structured, which is right in the middle of the two. It has a basic model, but you don't have to actually stick to that. So depending on which kind of data we're dealing with, we'll have to use the tools and technologies to mine it. Like, it's actually easier to mine obviously the structured data because you have it all beautifully placed in format. So depending on it, you'll have to use your tools to get information from that data, which will help the business you're working for or the company. The real challenge is to invent new tools and technologies to actually mine this data and make informed decisions during medical diagnosis, or just generally stuff that's going to be helpful for the society tomorrow. So how do you do that? You have to follow up on something called big data analytics, and that's a video for another day. If you want to see more of my videos, then don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah, so see you soon.